Throughout this season, when you watch Derrick Rose, he appeared a bit tentative at times, lacking a certain level of aggression, and everybody was sort of the mindset that he was sort of pacing himself, just really trying to get through the regular season healthy. Remember, after capturing league MVP honors in 2011, he sat out, got injured in the playoffs, sat out the entire 2012 season, came back for 2013, essentially only played 10 games in the span of 2 years, and obviously this season, he was just trying to get through the year and to be as healthy as he possibly could for a playoff run. And then you see this, and obviously it just substantiated your worst fears. Ultimately, it comes down to the fact that you're looking at him and you recognize the fact that in all likelihood, he may never be the same. As a result, the Chicago Bulls won't be what we all expected them to be. Your heart goes out to him because you know when healthy, he and Russell Westbrook are the two most athletic point guards in NBA history. But now he no longer falls under that category. You're wondering whether or not he'll ever be the same. And you know for a fact that the Chicago Bulls will not be the same because their championship aspirations have just officially gone out of the window. It is over for the Chicago Bulls. They're no longer a part of the championship equation simply because of this injury.
Have you ever been faced with a setback that crushed your hopes and had you on the brink of quitting?
Derrick Rose was born on October 4th, 1988, and grew up in Chicago, Illinois. He was raised by a single mother and his three older brothers. He went to Simeon High School, where he was the nation's #1 high school point guard, and continued his basketball career at the University of Memphis. Leading his team to the #1 seed and the national championship, Rose quickly became a sought-after prospect known for his quickness and athleticism.
Derrick Rose declared for the NBA draft after his freshman year at Memphis, and he was drafted #1 overall to his hometown team of the Chicago Bulls. Rose took the league by storm, and he won the Rookie of the Year in 2009. He followed that year up with multiple All-Star performances and appearances, and he won the league MVP in 2011. He was the youngest ever to accomplish that award. The future is looking bright for Rose, especially Bulls fans, but that came to a quick halt when Rose tore his ACL in the first round of the 2012 playoffs, causing him to miss the playoffs and the entire next season.
Look, we're looking to sweep you guys. You wanted us. You were crying out that you bypassed the harder team in Miami.
Rose came down bad with his left foot. See him holding onto his knee and down. He was flying and he came down wrong on the left foot. Now whether it was an ankle or a knee, I do not know.
Ten games into his comeback season, Rose tore his right meniscus, sidelining him for the rest of the year. 3 seasons later, Rose tore his meniscus in his left knee with the New York Knicks. That forced him to undergo knee surgery for the 4th time in his career. Rose had 3 more injuries after that, and everybody thought his career was over. Even Rose himself thought about quitting.
Motivation cannot be qualified, but is the internal drive within someone. It is the gas in someone's engine that gets them out of bed every day.
According to Zen Habits, there are all sorts of motivation, ranging from positive to negative. A boss threatening to fire you? Well, that would be a form of negative motivation, while working towards the hopes of a promotion, that would be positive. If it's something you really want to do, you'll be able to do a much better job at that than doing something that you don't want to do and you don't care about at all. Motivation is essentially a way for you to want to do something. Now, there may be days when you don't want to get up early and you want to sleep in your bed, but a way to alter that is if you have something to look forward to and a reason to get up, it'll make that process that much easier.
Inc.com believes that motivation, even for mundane things like exercise or writing more, is theoretical, whereas action is tangible. Jarvis, who is the author of the article, considers motivation as something we all have, but does little to help us get where we want to go. To us, motivation is a desire. With enough motivation, anything is possible. Motivation keeps us in times of doubt, keeps us going in times of doubt, and helps us thrive in times of confidence. The youth today struggles to have the drive to motivate themselves to do something. Once they fall down or trail behind, they give up. We have learned to accept failure instead of fighting through it. Youth men and women cannot find the inspiration they need to succeed. We see this everywhere in the high school atmosphere. Students do the bare minimum to get the grade instead of trying to stand out. Students procrastinate their homework and projects, which leads to last-minute cram sessions.
Yeah, basically going off what Aiden said. Students have motivation, but it's for all the wrong things. If students would put in as much effort into school as they did with buying their Dunkin' iced coffee or their feeding routine mango nicotine breaks, then, well, wouldn't all of us be successful? One person who motivates us is Michael Orr. He's the person they based the movie The Blind Side off of, and why we picked him is because he's such a great example, because nothing came natural to him, and he had to work to be where he is now. Orr is a huge guy, so people thought naturally he would be fantastic at football, but he struggled mightily when he first picked it up. After daily practices and time, he finally excelled at the sport. That consistent drive was a key factor in his professional football success basically today.
Orr is also a good example because he was just a teen going through a major hardship in his life. Orr had to study through great adversity to graduate from high school and then be able to be a student athlete at Ole Miss University. He faced problems with gang violence, no parents, no education, and being homeless. He easily could have just been nothing, but instead, he changed his life for the better. Youth today can look up to Michael Orr because in the blind side because he's a good role model when facing adversity.
Motivation, it's everywhere in our lives. For me personally, I've been faced with difficulties in trying to motivate myself, probably like all of us have. There are days when I wake up for school and I'm extremely tired and I don't want to get out of bed, but I know I have responsibilities, such as tests or homework, so just thinking about that motivates me to get out of bed. Every day after school, I want to take a nap and rest instead of doing homework. I have to find these little things to motivate me. I know my grades will suffer if I don't do my homework, which motivates me to get it done early and rest after. Also, what I notice is it feels better to rest knowing I've accomplished all my tasks that I had in mind and I have nothing else to do, instead of sitting there worrying about it all day if I don't do it. Ways to start to motivate yourself? Well, first start with something small. Start with something easy and then just build off of that. Have one goal and focus on that until you finished it. And then once you're done, just expand. Know why you're trying to accomplish that goal. Be excited. Build anticipation. Don't be afraid to let others know of your goal. Motivation goes both ways. Someone sees how hard you're working towards something and how motivated you are, they may support you, you know? They're going to be motivated maybe to do something as well themselves.
Exactly. There are many ways to overcome adversity as long as we stay motivated.
According to essential life skills, we must be aware and we must accept that adversity is inevitable in life. Avoiding it only makes it grow more. Pain is inevitable, but suffering, that's optional. Prepare yourself mentally to face adversity. Just as an athlete will prepare their body to perform at its peak, you must prepare your mind to be able to overcome any struggles that face you. Build a supporting cast, such as family and friends who may be going through the same thing. You never know. Another thing to remember is that what doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. Resilience is built up gradually. Think of it like a muscle. You work it and it grows. With continuous exposures to any obstacles that may hinder you, one of the most important things is to be inspired by others who may have dealt with adversity and also overcame it.
After a short stint with the Cleveland Cavaliers, Derrick Rose was traded to the Utah Jazz, where he was cut within 48 hours after joining the team. At this point, Rose was unsure of his career until his old coach, Tom Thibodeau, gave him one more chance. He started his time with the Timberwolves, coming off the bench, not getting many minutes, but his role eventually expanded. He started the 2018-2019 season as the sixth man, but an injury to the starting point guard forced him into the starting role. After just a few games into his new role, Derrick scored 50 points against the Utah Jazz, his new career high.
Just think about Derrick. Even with all the adversities we explained, everything in his career, he kept working and he pushed himself to be better. Rose is a perfect example of what it means to never give up and always stay motivated towards your goals, no matter what people are saying. Whether it's a comeback story or starting from humble beginnings, just remember, anything is possible.
Performances of the year in the entire league. As Rose acknowledges the crowd, and he has certainly won over some Timberwolves fans here tonight. Let's get over to Liam Wilson.
Derrick, I can see you're very emotional. A huge victory for this team, and it comes from you and your career high 50 points. What does it mean to you, Derrick?
Everything, man. I work my ass off, bro. I wouldn't have did this for the franchise, the organization, the fans, everybody, man. I wouldn't be able to play the way I play, man.
We weren't sure if it was the throwback jersey you were wearing, but you did look like Derrick Rose of old. And what did it feel like going through from beginning to end?
I'm doing anything just to win, man. I play my heart out. My teammates told me before the game, just play my game. And tonight was a hell of a night.
What does it say about this team that seemed unnerved when you found out that you were going to be down 2 starters, and you guys jumped right away at the start of this game under your energy and didn't stop at all? What does it say about this team?
We got a young group. My job is to come in, be the veteran, help guys out, lead by example. You see me talking, it's the most I ever talked to my teammates in my whole career. So it means a lot.
I'm Jason Martin.
I'm Aiden Dillon, and welcome to Jackass.